Hi, this is Dr. Cooper, and this is a podcast for the ENG102 Freshman Composition course. This is the Week 3 weekly podcast. Welcome to Week 3. We survived the first 2 weeks, and I know they are challenging, but trust me, it gets easier. Watch, this week is very easy. So a couple things that we need to talk about. First, before I get to what we're doing in Week 3, just a couple of announcements. Remember that I have an email address specifically for this class. And if you use my regular school email, the one with Maricopa in it, it might be days, if not weeks, before I respond to that because it gets dumped into this email account with tons of other junk. But if you send it to drcoop@freshmancomp.com, I will be able to respond quickly within the time that I have set aside for you in the syllabus. So the email address is in the syllabus and it's also connected to Canvas. So if you just email out of Canvas, it'll work. Okay, let's talk about rewrite since we have completed our first 2 assignments. Now, the key thing about submitting your work on time is that if you submit it on time and you do an honest effort on the assignment, I will allow for you to rewrite just about every assignment. There are exceptions to that rule, and I think assignment 2, we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. Assignment 10 is one, and there's one other, it's escaping me, but you'll know about it later. But anyway, if you turn your work in on time and you're giving me the whole assignment, you're giving me an honest effort, any comments that I have back to you, you will take that feedback and those comments and redo the assignment, and you can resubmit it for a better grade. So the way it works is you will submit an assignment by Sunday night. I usually grade it hopefully by Wednesday night, at the latest Thursday, and then you will have until the next Sunday to do a rewrite if you choose to. This is something that you don't have to do. It's just available to you. And I always advise you to do a rewrite because not only are you learning, but you're also giving yourself the best chance to earn an A in the course. Okay, so for rewrites, that would count. Assignment number 1 would count for that. So I've graded assignment number 1. If you turned it in on time and you gave an honest effort, then you have until Sunday to resubmit that assignment. You just go right back to where you submitted it originally and you submit a second copy of it. And if you have done better, I will give you a better grade. Now with assignment number 2, it's just too crazy to go back and do rewrites on assignment number 2. So I've graded them. If you missed that opportunity on the first go around, I will go through and grade them again Wednesday, which is tomorrow. And at that point, any ones that weren't there on Sunday, I will grade at that point. Okay, now some of you will show that you tagged them and saved them previously, and I will go off of that date. Okay, so anything that was tagged after the due date is late, and that's 10% off. So that's pretty standard for any assignment. Each day it's late is 10% off. So you want to make sure that if you do miss an assignment, the world is not going to end. For a 30-point assignment, you will lose 3 points. When you look at the scheme of things, 1,000 points are possible in this class. 3 points are going to seem fairly small at this point. But the students who get in the habit of turning in assignments 1, 2, 3 days late, those 3, 6, 9 points each week start to add up to eventually losing a whole letter grade. And you also miss the opportunity to do a rewrite if you do not turn them in on time. Okay? So the students who have done well in the class have 1, turned their assignments in on time, but 2, they've also taken advantage of doing rewrites. Because I want for you to learn. I'm not just going to give you credit for doing something. You know, that's insulting to you that I'm just giving you busy work, and that's not the case. All of these assignments are building up, as you have seen in my videos. They are building up for that final project. I covered prospectuses. Yay! So I have quite a few prospectuses, and I had to get some other stuff out of the way, but I'm going to start looking at those tonight, which is Tuesday. And you should have a comment on your prospectus. Now remember, you can't do assignment number 3 until you have gotten your topic approved, because from here on, assignment 3 on, these assignments all have to do with your final paper. So the topics that you do the assignments on all have to relate to your final paper. You can't change your topic without going back and starting over with assignment number 3. If at some point you'd say, I don't want to do this topic anymore, I'm going to look at you and say, are you crazy? You got to start all over. So get your topic approved. Now, here's where you have to have a thick skin. I'm challenging you. So when you submit to me your prospectus, which is a research proposal, you're proposing to me this idea. And sometimes I will like it and sometimes I will not like it. Just because I don't like your proposal doesn't mean that I don't like your topic. Okay, so keep that in mind. It just might mean that you haven't done a good enough job convincing me that you can make that topic relevant today. Now, if you don't think you can do that, then choose a different topic. But don't just say, oh, she didn't like it, she didn't approve it, I'm going to pick something different. Work harder in writing that proposal. And remember, it's a writing assignment, so I'm grading how well you present that proposal. If it's full of errors and spelling mistakes and typos, why would I approve that? So I'm going to deny for all different types of reasons. So here's how it will work. You will get 2 points if it is not approved. Okay, anything higher than 2 points means it's approved, but you may not have done a good enough job. So the rewrite process will work as well for the prospectus for this one only, not any of the others. Okay, so for this one, if I give you 5 points and I say, your topic is approved, but there's something wrong with it, you can then rewrite it to get more points. Okay, or you could just say it's approved, woo, and go start doing assignment number 3. Or if you really want those 5 points, which is the way I would be, I would rewrite it and try to make it the best darn proposal that I could write. Okay? Alright, so let's take a quick look at week 3. You have chapter 21, the second half of chapter 21. I believe you read A, B, and C last time. So now I think you're reading D and E for chapter 21. And you should see that in Connect Composition when you go in. The link for signing up for Connect Composition is still there for you if you haven't signed up yet. Now keep in mind, you're not going to be able to take the quiz, especially for this module, if you haven't logged into Connect Composition and done the reading. Well, you could take the quiz without doing the reading, but why would you do that? But anyway, I gave you a web document to help you review paraphrasing that goes along with chapter 21. And we're perfecting our paraphrasing and summarization skills in this module, if you haven't noticed yet. So practice, practice, practice. I also have included a very, very important lesson called Searching the Web. Do not skip that. Every student always says to me, oh, I know how to search the web. And then they immediately go to Google and start Googling everything. That is not the way to write an academic paper. So I'm not excluding using the web, so I want to teach you some skills, how to use the web in a more productive way. Okay, so I really want for you to pay attention to not only that lesson, but also the assignment. So when you look at the assignment, you'll see that I'm having you do 2 different searches. The one search is something that you're probably not familiar with, but it's called a directory, subject directory search. And I know you're used to just going to Google or Yahoo or Bing and just typing in your terms, but we're still at the preliminary stage of our research and we're still exploring. So when you start putting in, it's like going to the grocery store and saying, I need to buy apples. And you go straight to produce and you buy apples. And then you leave. And you don't even notice that, cereal is on sale and your favorite kind you could have gotten $2 off because you're blinded. You only are looking for the apples. Well, same thing that happens when you do your search. I don't want for you just to go straight for the needle. I want for you to start exploring a little bit in a general area of your topic. And that's what a subject directory search will do for you. So I've given you some different options with Yahoo Subject Directory, not the Yahoo where you type it in, that's different. The Open Directory project is a really good one, Library Index, but I want for you to click your way through. So you'll know what I mean by that once you look at the lesson. The second search that you will do is the typical search that you would normally feel comfortable doing, but instead of using the popular Yahoo, Google, and Bing, I want for you to use meta search engines. Something like Yippee! No, seriously, Yippee, that's a search engine. Dogpile, Surfpile, Metacrawler, these are all different types of search engines. And the benefits of using these over the others are many, but you'll see when you start to play around with them. Some of them have different features. Now I know that Google will get you anything you want. And when it comes down to it, yes, we could say Google is the king of search engines. But, when I'm looking for something and I know that Google's going to give me the most hits, I don't have time to look at a million hits, you know, and I need to get off of the first page, I know that, but am I starting to dig down into page 100, page 200? That's a lot of time and effort, where some of these other search engines will be a little more directed for you and bring up more scholarly type sources for you. Okay, so that is assignment number 3. It's a fairly easy assignment, being that it's a web assignment and you're just showing me that you can do the 2 different types of searches. So that's pretty much it for this week. If you have any questions, make sure you let me know. Send me an email to my real email account, the one I answer, or call or text me.